Yo guys, Theo here. So today I want to take the opportunity to answer some questions I've gotten like 100 times about fasting, and you know, I never. Some questions are not necessarily dumb or anything, but it's just that I get them all the time, and I've gone through it in my videos. But I know it's kind of on me too, because I'm not the guy to make the videos. Like, here are 5 things about fasting. I just tell you about my experiences while they're going on, and I guess everyone haven't picked everything up, so it's fine that you have questions. But why not take the chance to answer some of the most common ones? So I've written them down on a piece of paper here, and I'll do the answer freestyle, but just so I don't forget it. So the first the first one is, won't I just gain the weight back after I've fasted? And so I did a video this just a few days ago. Yes, if you do lose some weight with fasting and then stop fasting and keep going back to your former lifestyle, yes, you'll get fat again. This is the most common thing with any sort of weight loss. This is very clear in the scientific literature too, but you can also see it in real life. But that most people can lose weight. What most people can't do is keep the weight off. So it's like, yes, if you go to the gym and build some muscle and you stop going to the gym, you lose it. If you have a garden, you water flowers every day, then you stop, they'll wither away. That's true. Yes, you can lose the weight. It's about lifestyle change. Fasting won't, there's no one claiming that, if you fast, the fat is just going to be removed forever. And you'll be lean now, eating McDonald's every day. That's not a claim. So but since I did a video about that, that's all I'll say about that. Okay, the other one, won't I lose muscle fasting? Very good question. Obviously, something many are afraid of when trying the fasting. So I'll try to explain this very honestly to you, because to make it easy, I'd say no, you don't lose muscle fasting, like noticeable muscle. I fasted up to 5 days many times and done it very frequently, and I have never lost noticeable muscle. But 2 things here. First of all, you do lose, if you don't eat for 3 days, you do lose some muscle. This we just know from the fact that protein synthesis, the building of new muscle, and protein degradation, degrade. Oh, I lost the word, kind of. I think that's right. But, the opposite, breakdown of the muscle. This happens all the time. When we want to build muscle, it's just making sure that protein synthesis is more than the degradation all the time. So, a lot of people, even eating on a daily deficit, they lose muscle doing that. And so the obvious thing is, yes, when you're putting the body in a catabolic state, a breakdown state, getting less, decreasing in mass, whether it be fat or muscle, the body has a tendency, if it needs protein for something, we don't store protein, just like we store fat everywhere. It's only the muscles. So yes, some muscle might get lost on a fast, but like I say, it's not noticeable. I've always come back and had my normal strength in fast, like temporarily decreased leg strength sometimes, but as soon as I eat for a day or 2, it's all back. And what do you do? What do bodybuilders do when they cut eating daily, like 6 meals a day, but on a caloric deficit? What do they do to prevent muscle loss? Yes, they eat high protein and they do resistance training still. And this is how depending on who and at what stage, they might still lose muscle. It depends on the level you're at. If you're at a really high level, it's going to be harder to keep muscle. But they decrease the muscle loss or even prevent it. It's the same with fasting. If you watch my videos, I do them long fasts, but always on the eating days in between, I train hard as hell. I eat a lot of protein, So obviously, yes, you could lose muscle on a fast. I've never experienced actually noticing that I've lost muscle after a fast, because I do the training and eating so well in between. So it's no different with any way of losing weight. The only difference is that you will lose fat much faster fasting. And So that's it. You basically won't lose muscle fasting if you're smart about it. If you're someone who trains, I mean, if you just think, if you don't train and you fast and you are not going to train afterwards, I mean, yeah, probably you lose muscle fasting. But if you're smart about it, you won't. Okay. Isn't it dangerous to fast, to not eat? So this one is, I try to get many questions in, like people who claim like, but I can't do that, I'll be working. And if you're like the more fat, the more extra fat you have on your body, the less dangerous and or taxing it's going to be, because the body can make, there are things the body might need, lots of minerals and stuff the body stores, so you actually won't need it every day. You know, you have your supply for that already when going into the fast. And the leaner you get, the more, you know, the less, because you store stuff in the fat too. And yeah, so it's going to go faster before your body starts to feel like something is missing, you know. And the body can make up like missing calories from fat. So if you have a lot of body fat on you, you know, the body isn't going to be as desperate to getting things from outside, because you actually, like body fat, I call it food in the fridge. Like sometimes when I've fasted, you know, I want to fast, but I've been very, very lean. I've had to eat up for a week or so, like put a little weight on. And I call this food in the fridge. Like for this fast, I put food in the fridge so that I can eat it on the fast, you know. So no, it's not dangerous. If you are like, it's the body fat factor mainly. If you don't have much body fat, if you're like 5% body fat, yes, it would be dangerous to fast. It's not a good idea, right? But be smart about it. Like, you know, that's a funny thing, because I'm very used to lazy people that have all these, you know, things they want to figure out a way for fasting not to be a good idea for them. But I also get these, especially younger girls sometimes, that write to me that, you know, I can tell that they aren't overweight, and they talk about fasting. I mean, yeah, be careful. You know, fasting is just another way of structuring your eating. You go longer periods without eating, but then you eat. Like I eat like a horse. I just sometimes do it. I just sometimes don't do it for 2 days or 3 or something, but then in between, yeah. So absolutely, there can be a backside to fasting. Just don't be an idiot, you know. Realize when it's for you and when it's not. I think it's obvious. Okay. And yeah, okay, can I have X on the fast? Like, so anything that people ask about. Like the general rule of thumb here is the way I learned about fasting from Cole Robinson, Snake Diet, and he promoted saltwater fasting, fasting with electrolytes, so sodium and potassium mainly. That won't break the fast, but it really, really helps up just on a experience level, you know. It will make you feel better on the fast, not get headaches from lack of electrolytes and stuff. But for instance, like Cole doesn't think you should drink coffee on the fast, you know, because it messes with many people's guts and it's another addiction and stuff. And, you know, I drink coffee on the fast, and I've just figured out on my own that, you know, stuff that are 0 calories or very, very low calories, let's say below 20, they are fine most of the time on the fast. Like the coffee, I just know from my experience, I have great results with the fasting, drinking coffee on them. So I wouldn't say it's because of the coffee or anything, but it doesn't hurt, right? And stop, please don't ask me about a lot of stuff. Can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? I mean, it's up to you. Just don't tell me about it. If you, like, I recommend not having diet soda on the fast, for instance. And, you know, there is some science suggesting that even diet soda can spike insulin, which would, you would still lose fat, obviously, because it's no calories in the diet soda. But, you know, some benefits of the fast would be lost. And one thing mainly is that, you know, when you start fasting, it's a lot about getting rid of this addiction to food. Like, even if you're overweight or not, like, there's almost no people that aren't addicted to food in a way that they need it for more than just surviving, you know. And so that's why I would recommend you not using diet soda on the fast, even though it might even not even break the fast. We're not sure, you know. So if you just asked me about fasting, for instance, and you start doing it, and you do the diet soda, and it works out for you, you're losing weight, and you still feel like you're losing this addiction to food and stuff, you know, go ahead and do it. So just be smart about it. Like basically 0 calorie or extremely low calorie things you probably can have on the fast, but ask yourself, do I really need them? And if they seem to, you know, get in the way of your progress, then you should remove them. Okay, the last thing, there must be a catch to this. Like, it can't be the case that, you know, because, you know, people, they are skeptical. It's hard to just believe that, wait a minute, with all these things, hit cardio, just eat the keto diet, oh no, be on a daily deficit, but eat 5 or 6 meals a day. With all these things, and fat burners and supplements getting thrown around, it just can't be the case, right? That just not eating is the best way of losing weight. Well, you'll be the judge for that on your own, but I'll tell you that yes, it is true. The fitness industry and, you know, the modern society, we get spammed with all these messages that we sometimes learn not to think for ourselves and just believe that, yeah, losing fat is a big deal. I'll need to buy all these things, or I'll need to do this, eat this special kind of food or something, and there's some magic to it. No, losing weight is always being on a caloric deficit. Like, you're a car, you're a vehicle. Like, so say me, 3,500 calories. That's my fuel. That's the fuel I use on a day. And if I add more than that, I put on the muscle or fat. If I take less than that, the body is gonna, because we still need those 3,500 for just maintenance of this vehicle, moving it, using it. Then I'll lose weight because the body is gonna make it up for somewhere else. So if you're on a 500 calorie deficit, yes, you'll cut. Even if that was McDonald's food, you know, you could cut weight doing that. And there's many other reasons you wouldn't want to do it on McDonald's food, but just to make the point. And fasting, what it is just instead of like a 10 or 20% caloric deficit, it's a 100% caloric deficit. The only catch is that at first you are a food addict and you are going to get withdrawals. You're going to feel like a drug addict wanting their fix, you know. That's the really only catch, that it's a challenge to begin with. There is no catch otherwise. If you're smart about it, fasting is completely amazing and just so much better than every other fat loss method. It's actually kind of amazing that more people don't do it. When someone like me practicing it, like I cut from 15% body fat to 10, like in 10 days. And this is without losing muscle, that you can see. And this is like unheard of. Even though bodybuilders doing their thing, being so into trying new stuff and things, fasting is just forgotten about, even though it's the best thing by far. Okay, so that's my little frequently asked questions about fasting. Please, if you have other questions about it, please ask them in the comments. You know, I might answer you directly there, but also get ideas for other videos. There's other things, but these are the things that I've noticed people ask me frequently about fasting. So please like the video to help me out. We're really picking up the tempo, but I need 1,000 subscribers to monetize the channel so I can make money on this, get more motivated to do it even more, put out more stuff to you guys, higher production value. Please, this is a mutual, it's a win-win. Help me out with this. Please like, please subscribe. More content about fitness, fasting, mental health, all that coming up. All right, peace.